Welcome to Trash Party Aftermath, Chris. I'm Justin Boyce, and this is Chris Peterson. Chris, say hi.
Hello.
Hi. I'm gonna start off by just setting the scene, and we're gonna jump back to 2006, 2007 when we were going to college, right?
Good old Sandberg.
Yeah. Could you maybe tell me about what you were doing at that time?
Alcohol.
Well, no, like we were both going to school, going to class, so we were doing the right thing. But a variety of our friends who we knew from high school were also going out there, correct?
Correct.
Maybe a little more, more slackery type people, correct?
Yeah, I haven't really grown out of that yet.
Right.
2018.
And one of our friends who had dated a girl, this is getting somewhere by the way, who had dated a girl, and her brother kind of became friends with the group. And roundabout way, we find out at some point, under some circumstances, he is living in a tent in the nearby park.
Yes.
Correct.
In the city park.
That is nearby. Now, do you know how he came to live in that tent?
I don't know how. Physically, I just remember him asking everyone if they had a tent.
I'd say that's a good way to kick off this trash party.
Living in a tent down by
friend
the
we
public
knew
lake.
Living in a tent. Did you ever go to the tent?
Went by it.
Did he wave?
No, but I know another friend that threw his tent into the lake, a.k.a. drowned at his house.
Did he have insurance on the house?
I don't think he had insurance.
Can you take out insurance on a tent?
I don't know.
Were there drugs involved? I mean, is that why he wound up in the tent?
I don't know if he wound up in the tent because of drugs, but I know when he was living in the tent, because he was so low on life, he just started doing drugs a lot.
They were done in the tent?
Yes. And or the park.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know just a lot, that whole group, it just felt like drugs all the time. Like everyone's black hoodie just smelled like weed constantly. But
2005.
Whatever happened is what I'm wondering, like, because I don't have all the details of whatever happened. How did they chase him off? Did the cops?
I don't know what chased off, but I know someone threw his tent in the lake.
They did do that.
And then after that, he moved in with another friend and his sister.
And then they just lived
together. Then after that, I don't really...
No.
I haven't really talked or seen of him.
Yeah, I haven't seen
probably
him.
Probably 07, 08.
Yeah, it's been a good 10 years since I've seen him. But I just always... I remember always hearing about that and wondering, like, that dude lives in a tent at the lake. And it's kind of smart, but then kind of stupid because he lives in a fucking tent outside. But I thought, like...
city park.
Like, man, he really, like, bucked the system and he's not paying rent like me, like a chump. But at the same time, he lives in a tent at the lake. Yeah, I can see the cops, like, driving out, because they would drive out there all the time.
Well, he was, like, deep into the woods, though. It was, like, between, like, the drive-around sections.
Yeah.
How there was, like, the big one that had, like, a pavilion and a playground.
Yeah.
And then there was, like, another set, like, on the other side of, like, woods and trails that had soccer fields.
Yeah.
And then there was another, like, there was, like, a boat ramp. After that one down the road, he was between the soccer fields and the boat ramp in, like, thick forest.
See, I always, like, kind of envisioned him in, like, in one of the open areas.
No,
but that's stupid, because
like,
then everyone would see him. Yeah,
he was, like, in a thick forest part where it was, like...
The horse trails? Aren't there horse trails out there?
That's on the
other side. Okay, so he was on, like, it'd be, like, the north side.
Between, like, soccer fields and a boat ramp. And it was, like, it was thick forest. Like, I remember... people giving him machetes to cut past to get to the tent and where he wanted to put it.
I mean, knowing him, like, I could see how it happened. But
things change for him.
Was it? Yeah.
I do know this.
Doesn't he, like, he lives a few states away and he's doing okay, right?
Yeah, last thing I seen, he was, like, had a fiance.
Okay, so good for him.
A job.
But there was a time there where it was like, yeesh.
I think we've all really had that time.
But
some a lot worse than others. Some that are still living that time. That'll be another story.
Yeah. Did they party out there?
I don't know about party. I remember he pissed off said friend he ended up moving in with, and the friend that he moved in with hit him with a stop sign that someone ripped out of the ground. I think drugs were involved. No, it was at pass-out game. Do you remember when everyone was doing, like...
I'm pretty sure that was just Tent Guy doing that to other people.
The pass-out game?
Where you would, like, you'd put them in, like, a sleeper hold?
No. When you crossed your arms and, like, took
across your chest?
Yeah. Took deep breaths and he squeezed on you. And then, like, something happened to a friend that he moved in. Right? He blacked out and got angry when he blacked out. And then, like, just grabbed the nearest item and started wailing it towards people, freaking out.
Tent Guy wailed on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he freaked out and was just, like, running around with a busted-up 2x4 he found at his home in the lake.
He lived out there a few weeks?
Oh, maybe a month.
Oh, God. Well, did he I don't even know about showering and stuff.
Well, he had the lake.
I mean, he's got the lake.
That's showering, right?
Yeah, I guess
Hotel shampoo bars and the lake that possibly has lawn furniture and dirty trash barrels and bodies. And...
Yeah. And Chris, are you ready to get freaky?
Always.
Okay, let's plunge into the creepy with our first foray into the terrifying tales of Knoxville. You like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice summer thunderstorm.
You have to do that creepy, gross voice the whole time that sounds kind of like a pervert.
Yes. Yeah.
We could talk about kind of creepy, weird stuff around our town, because we have a good one. We have a big legend in our town that we'll talk about later, but today we're going to get a little soft and talk about the Shitler.
Yes.
Have you heard of... what is the Shitler, and can you like maybe give me a little backstory on it?
From what I understand, it is a secret menu item from the local Hardee's / Carl's Jr.
So it's not even like acknowledged by like, you know, like other local, like other chains?
Yeah, it's just like
our town.
Depending on who's working at our local Hardee's / Carl's Jr. is working that knows about the Shitler.
And it's named after a kid with the last name Shishler.
Yes.
So they just start calling it the Shitler. And from what I understand, like, he would make it for people that he knew that would come by.
When he worked there.
But he doesn't work there now.
No, so this was like
10, 15 years ago?
Oh, more than that, because he's probably 10 or 15 years older than us.
So, yeah. So, from what I understand, like, one night he was just like, I'm going to put all these menu items together.
Yeah, I think it was like... This was like
gravy.
High school or something, or right after he was out of high school, which was years before us.
Yeah.
I think he was drunk, or some of his drunk friends came in and just wanted whatever to soak up the alcohol, and then he just found pretty much everything in the closet at Hardee's and threw it in a bowl with like biscuits and gravy and steak pieces and whatever else.
From what I understand, it's like biscuits and gravy, hash browns, eggs, muffins. It's a lot of breakfast items, right?
It's just all into like a famous bowl kind of ordeal.
And then you drench the whole thing in gravy.
Yeah, gravy and hot sauce from what I heard.
Hot sauce?
Yeah,
See, I've never heard that. I've never heard the hot sauce.
The hot sauce was like the final topping on it.
That's what binds it together. I've never had one, though.
Me neither. I know you have to find like the one person that works there that even remembers what it still is. And or we could find this guy and have him go to Hardee's with us.
I just worry that we missed our window and we'll never have one. I was wondering if there's like a secret handshake for these things, because I know I've never gotten a secret menu item, but I always would feel weird. But if you know the person, I guess, and you just ask.
Yeah, I never physically ordered a secret menu item like the McGangbang for I never really went through and was like, I want a McGangbang,
because it feels weird.
I just made it myself in the car like a fat kid and just ate it.
Yeah, because it's beyond the secret menu, because it's not even
like there was only the people that worked with him that knew about it, and or his friends that came in and ordered it. I don't think the little kids that work at Hardee's right now.
I don't think they're gonna know.
I think if we went through, they would just ask what, and please pull it to the window, please. I think that might be the only food lore of Knoxville.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I can think of. I wonder if other towns have stuff like that, like that are unique to.
Let's see how we could get our customers to blow out their beehole. I remember hooking up friends when I worked at the other restaurant across the way.
Yeah.
It was just more like, here, have an extra beef patty with your double cheeseburger.
I want to talk about that at some point, too, because I just have to know what that job was like, because we haven't really talked about it ever. You working that job at McDonald's.
I'll
say
worst.
it. It was at
the
McDonald's.
Worst 8 years ever.
8 years?
No.
No.
8 months, maybe.
Did you, like, work the fryer?
I did everything.
Did everything there? Yeah, I gotta hear some of those stories.
Yeah, the after closing stories are
A lot of
not
debauchery.
PG-13 podcast material.
A lot of boobs and burgers.
It's gonna be my next restaurant. Come get you some boobs and burgers.
Burbs and burgers. Yeah, I gotta hear more about that. Just like what the daily grind was like.
Hell, and coming home and smelling like fucking onions.
Well, how do the machines work? Because from what I hear,
click
like
the button.
But McDonald's did a big thing where they like revolutionized fast food and they like made everything automated and fast, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much flash frozen shit that you
That's fresh.
nuked on a
Fresh frozen.
yeah, nuked on an oven and then kept in a tray to keep warm for like 10 minutes.
I've heard people come in and like when they're ordering like behind me, they're like, "I'd like fresh food," because they know.
Well, like me, I order no salt on my fries,
So they have to make it.
So they have to make it fresh,
I don't care.
and
what
then
you
I just
say.
put my own salt on it.
All fries from that place are good, so. Thus ends another tale of Knoxville. You probably have a lot of good trucker stories because you ride in a truck a lot, correct?
Correct.
Do you drive?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, you probably have a lot of good work stories. I do not because I work mostly in an office and in a warehouse, so, like, there's not a whole lot that happens that's interesting. If I really thought, I could think of a few. In the trucking world, we all know that there's sort of a sex culture in the large truck stops.
I'm pretty sure all of them.
All of them have prostitutes known as lot lizards. And recently, they built a large truck stop in our town, correct?
Correct. Very big.
And there's word that we have our own lot lizard. She used to work in a
Local sex shop.
local sex shop, and she got let go.
Yes, because she was doing favors
Right.
for viewing room members.
What interested me was you told me if you go in and ask for a special
Special
shower.
shower.
The special shower. What does that entail?
Couple happy endings from my understanding.
Okay.
Never really asked for one.
Like, you have to go to the front. Because do people know who she is?
I don't know if people know who she is.
But if you were to, like, go to the... This works into the lore of our town. If you go to, like, the front desk,
Yeah, and she's working or something, and you go in and say, I need a shower.
and then
Blah, 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 pay for it, everything.
maybe...
And then she asks, do you need a special shower? And then she tells you it's X amount of money more.
And you're like, what is there, like, better soap?
And then you kind of disappear into the shower, and some woman shows up and orally finishes you in the shower.
I got finished. Orally.
Trying to keep this PG.
Anyone you know gotten one?
No.
No. Because...
Would you do it if I paid for it?
No, I'm married. Would you? If I paid
I
for
think
it?
I'm married too. This is a 3-way committed relationship. I don't think I could do that.
You are part of a triforce of penis. There's got to be someone we know.
Or we could do it for someone's birthday that's coming up.
Like, hey, I got you something.
I
big
got
guy.
you a sweet, extra special shower.
You'll be finished
Shower 3.
orally.
I know she's pretty old.
Oh, she is. So it's not
Like
some
50s or 60s.
not a young hottie.
No, this is like a mid-50-year-old woman
Oh, so it's
looking for some cash on the side.
you said you heard about it from your mom because she knows someone who works at one of the rival gas stations.
Yeah, and they overheard about it at the other gas station from truckers talking about it.
Have you heard what goes on over there?
No.
They have special showers.
I just heard about the special showers.
Oh God.
And it was like an extra 20 or 30 bucks, and old grandma gets in there and gets you nice and clean.
Oh. I just got Well, before I didn't know that your mom knew somebody, but I was kind of wondering how your mother heard about this.
No buttering that up.
Uh,
That $25 shower turns into a little cum running down her chin.
oh no! But you have better trucker stories than that? That's not really a story, that's just kind of like a legend.
That's about it, other than a bunch of trucker fights.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much self-explanatory.
You said those run rampant, like the trucker fight. It sounds like the world of trucker stories is sort of unfortunate and sad, but I don't know. The idea of the special shower. It's sort of like the shittler. It's like the secret knock. you just
go to a counter and ask for a shower with the 50-year-old grandma.
You might not like what's on the other side.
Straight from...
But the special shower, man, I was just so intrigued when you told me that.
I say we need to buy it for someone and see if it actually exists.
Or at least go undercover and find out and ask and see what happens. Like,
start randomly ordering showers from the truck stop every weekend.
I just keep getting really clean. I'm not getting the special treatment that everyone keeps talking about.
Local fungus from the shower floor.
But nothing special about it.
Reminds me of the high school showers.
Did you ever shower in high school?
Hell no.
No, gross.
I just stayed in my filth until I got home.
Yeah, no. I never even set foot in those showers. Did they even work?
I don't know.
Do you remember
pumping out mud? Do
you remember in junior high, like some of the English classes were covering the Holocaust? Do you remember that? And for a day or a few days, they had to march around the school, and they were like treated like Jews in concentration camps.
No, I
do you
not
know
remember
that?
this.
It was during like one of the English classes. Holocaust segments, and like it was 6th grade, so our school treated 6th graders like concentration camp Jews, and they would have to, like, remember when we got released for lunch, like we'd all have to sit in that common area, and then like the teachers who were in charge of lunch released everyone.
Yeah.
The Jew group got released last. They had to sit in assigned seats. In PE, they had to go into the showers. It was weird. I don't think they'd get away with that today. Okay. I love comic books. I just like the universe that gets created, and like with Batman particularly, there are so many villains and so many different things that can happen from issue to issue that it's just a vast world where anything can happen, and I just like the endless storytelling possibilities. And obviously the art's wonderful and everything, and we both have growing comic collections, correct?
Yeah. Adding rooms on to our houses.
Yeah, I just put some boxes away. I just made up some new short boxes that I'm going to have to fill up soon.
I remodeled a closet in my house for comics.
I put together a large shelving unit. A lot of comics and a lot of love for comics. But Chris, lately, getting comics
sucks.
Has been a problem. Yeah, locally, right?
Good old Central Illinois.
The one shop we've been going to for 6 years, 2012,
something like that. A good 6
has been reshuffled. Let's say,
and
right?
New owners,
reshuffled, new owners, co-owners. Things are a little different, right? I love comics, but I don't love comics that much to the point where I'm gonna have to struggle to get the ones that I'm supposed to be getting. It's just a pull file, right? What happened to your file?
What file?
I know, exactly. Chris has had a file at a shop
for 6 to 7 years,
and now allegedly has never had a file at that shop.
Yeah, was told that I have not had a pull file there ever.
So you don't exist.
Nope. Completely gone.
And this is really sad because we've been going to this particular place for a while, but they do have new owners now, different owners. Things have shifted around, and the person who previously ran the shop terrifically, who we love, has moved on, which is fine. But when we thought things were going to be left in the hands of someone we could trust, that isn't how it's gone.
No.
Things have been bad. Chris does not exist because he's never had a pull file there.
Yep. Didn't get the discount and had to hunt down all the comics, which I'm still missing 3 of them.
The last time we were in together, watching you dig through that box was the saddest thing.
Because there was no pull file for me.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
And when the person currently operating the store told you, what did she tell you? She told you, maybe come back next week, it'll be here?
Yeah, she told me to come back next week. Because she made it on a list of, like, the 3 that I couldn't find in their boxes that came that last 2 weeks or whatever. And she's like, well, come back in a week or so. We'll have them. have not been back.
How is that going to happen?
I don't know.
Do you think she's
right next to my mystery profile?
She's going to personally go track those down? Like, I don't think so.
I don't think she's capable
So
of hunting down comics.
But my love for comics goes beyond my love for a local store, and I am going to have to now transition to getting my comics via an online outlet. Physically, I'm not going to go digital.
I could never go digital.
I'm going to get them shipped to my house from New York City. And that's just how it's going to have to go from now on. Like, I don't know. It used to be such a happy place. Like, we'd go in. Like, it was an event, right? Yeah. We would go in every week almost. And talk to the shop owner and, like, bullshit. And talk about new comics and, like, what's coming out. What we're excited about. What happened last week. Holy shit, can you believe that? Like, good times. And I know nothing lasts forever, and that's fine. We're just kind of left with the wreckage of a great thing, right? Yeah.
To the point where I have not picked up profiles or cared about it for about a week and a half.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
Contemplating on giving it a break.
Yeah, I can't give it a break.
Just because I got that frustrated for 2 weeks in a row. It's like a chore now
instead
of a hobby.
Yeah, it used to be fun, like, go and get comics from your friend.
Now it's just like, it's kind of like having to pay a bill.
Yeah. Talking to some banker lady. Man, watching you dig through that box was terrible.
Yeah. 3 weeks of that,
You looked at me and you're like, huh? Like, with kind of like a sad, lost puppy look. And then you turned to this box full of comics and dug through and didn't find what you're looking for. A good thing's ending, and
I spent like $40 every week for 7 years in there. That power bill was mine.
I kept the lights on. So, sorry.
I'm gonna slowly keep getting mine there.
You are going back in?
For at least probably the month of March and April.
Can we put a microphone on you?
Hopefully our Kevin Smith 2018 tour will help bring that back.
That'll bring it back together, because in May we're going out to New Jersey.
Spending 4 days.
Spending 4 days to go to New Jersey and go to Kevin Smith's comic book shop, and hopefully that'll just revitalize this whole situation.
I have a feeling that Kevin Smith would fix it all.
Yes, and then he's coming to our town in April and
for a double showing, not a single showing.
We're going to see 2 shows that night.
He's doing like a 7.5 hour set. Yeah. Bless his heart.
So it'll be, bless his...
bless his...
Strong heart.
Strong heart.
So hopefully everything turns out. But I think if you're going in, I think we should put a microphone on you.
Okay. But like I said, hanging it out for those month and a half that we have left.
Yeah.
Just hoping that spending 4 days in a town with a comic book artist / comedian / movie guy will help, like, rejoice the love
of comics
and what he does for a living.
I haven't lost faith in the comics. That's not the problem.
I haven't lost faith yet.
No.
But just the irritated level is there.
Yeah, of getting them, yeah. But we'll see. I like the undercover idea. Microphone.
So, who are you?
I would like to get my comics today, ma'am.
Pushing my chest out towards it.
Why are you puffing your chest at me? You're squaring up to me? She thinks you want to fight. I think that about closes us out. So I'm Justin Boyson.
I'm Chris Peterson.
Goodbye.
Bye. Well, we're going to edit that.